himself with damage of their Ferrari. Nick Percat looks like he's out of the race. Here's how they run. Their line is set with the manufacturers at the front with two Mercedes AMGs leading the pair of Bentleys. The Audis are in the show. Gio's worked the Nissan into the top 8. Yeah, number 50 to see the invitational clash, the number 91.
Yeah.
So still the clean-up continuing. Now there's an interesting call then. I reckon the top 7 still out there, guys, except yes, the 7 who are on the top of the tax street will still out. The one outlier there being the number 22 that is coming in the lane for Audi, and Coda von der Linde gets it for the first time. So they've gone off strategy compared to what everyone else has done. Otherwise, we would have had 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We have to keep us dropped out of that as well, hasn't it? Yeah, Johnson, down in that position. Yeah, that's interesting from Audi Sports Team Outline. They've split the strategies on those 2 cars, which I think is a really smart decision, because that way, if one of the 2 strategies works, you'll get a result at some point. About 10th position, the bike career, actually not showing the 11th there. Paul Dallarana getting his first run, and getting in behind what it obviously looks like a long safety car. I think that's a really smart thing to do. Gets him a chance to look at the track in that number 51 car. And is that the first of the Pro cars? Yes, it is at the moment. So after all the trials and tribulations in the early part of the week, that 51 Ferrari, Paul Dallarana, Matthias Lauda, and Pedro Lamy, of course, normally Aston Martin drivers in the WBC. And they've got 4 to get it up to speed behind the safety car. I think that's smart. Yeah, that's similar to what Sonagy Energy One are doing with Kenny Hall, and again burning wrong side, and they've got the motor now and 3 for the Mercedes. Kubo being into the shake up, and then it's level 7 at the end now as well.
I'm guessing they just go into the microphone of the camera, right?
Correct, yeah. Making some fucking ad-lib chili. It's hard to fucking do this now there's somebody here. Feels weird because I'm gonna be talking to nobody.
Was that you talking in the morning?
Yeah, I was talking this morning. But I was talking to chat. So we're gonna wash up all these fucking vegetables. Going to use as much fresh as we can.
Safety car still at the front of the field. Restart coming up in just a moment. Great crowd up at the top of the mountain. Great opportunity for photographs here with the fences not being too bad, and even the Lego heads enjoying what's going on. Just a little brick in the wall there.
Get the paper off of the garlic.
Mercedes AMG teams are first and second. The race has been split a little bit by this second car because a group of cars that are now well back have decided to take the opportunity to bid. One of them was Kelvin van der Linde, the Audi Sport Team Powerplay number 22.
My man Nachos over here is giving up on Porsche and is now a Bentley fan in racing.
Yep, Bentley all the way.
Means he really wants limousines to win. Shit, at least one. Aston to win, man. Fucking James Bond's car.
Yeah, but they got old cars. They don't get anything recent.
Well, I mean, there's only like 6 people that work for Aston Martin. It's hard for them to, come up with new stuff.
I really don't want Mercedes to win.
Nobody wants Mercedes to win. Except for douchebags with pop collars. Gotta keep everything clean. Let's wash all these off. What we're gonna do is
Look, Aston just died.
we're gonna roast all these in the oven. So we're gonna do broil. Kind of creates a gas grill inside your oven. We're gonna blister the tops of the peppers and the tomatoes. We're waiting on that. We'll get started on the rest of everything. So what I did was got some nice chuck.
HP thirst says dude.
What's that?
HP thirst says dude.
It's not English. There's not a lot of English happening over here to my right.
Somebody's talking in the chat. That's what I'm.
And say what?
Somebody's saying dude on chat.
Dude? Dude, thanks. So I bought a nice piece of chuck this morning and went ahead and pre-chopped it. And also got some lamb. This will be lamb here. This is the chuck. Just gives it more flavor. Basic ass chili is depressing. There's some fat on the lamb, but honestly, I mean, the beef has very little fat. Because fat is flavor. We're going to put the king of fat in there, and we're going to put bacon in it. Just going to use a food processor. We're going to make all these big pieces, just chop them down, make them more usable. You can go ahead and season some, salt and pepper. Here's some nice soy sauce, would work well. We're not trying to get nuts. Kind of just looking for a uniform size. Go a little bit more. Actually, that looks pretty nice. Just nice, uniform. You wanted to cook well, wanted to brown really quick. So go ahead and turn the stove on, the first burner. Put it on like a medium high. We're going to get it pretty hot. This is cast iron coated in ceramic. It holds heat really well. Let's check on the vegetables. They're looking nice. Set the meat off to the side until the olive oil is ready. Just a couple tablespoons. Gonna do half an onion. We're not gonna chop it very fine. I don't want big pieces. Something like that. That'll be nice. Get the beer ready. It's not for cooking, it's for drinking. It's nice. This is a nice, easy chop. Check on our oil. to get your oil hot. It's gonna take all the meat, go straight into the pot. Kind of even everything out. Kind of a thinnest layer as possible. You don't want to build up a lot of steam. Let the meat start browning. While you're doing that, you can pour the beer. You want to keep the heat pretty high, medium high, high. You don't want it to cool off a lot, otherwise you lose all the brown and everything just kind of steams. Gonna give it some soy sauce. Just because it's salt, but you know, an extra little layer of flavor. Really, all we're doing now is just waiting on the vegetables. Even though we are in Southern California, fresh corn was still pretty unavailable, so I had to go with canned, but it'll be fine. Nice color in there. Really, you can smell the bacon and the lamb, which would be fucking delicious. It will be absolutely delicious. Vegetables are getting close to being ready to rotate. This is just some dried basil. Go ahead and introduce the aromatics. This case is just basic ass white onion. That and the basil will start working into the meats. The tomatoes are blistered, so we're just going to rotate them around, blister the other side, rotate the peppers. You just want to broil them until the skin starts to bubble up, brown. Really want the onions to start caramelizing their sugar and mixing in with the rendered fat from the bacon. That's how you get flavor. Because I mean that's the only thing anybody cares about what shit tastes like, right? Otherwise everybody eat tofu and want to shoot themselves. Or falcon flakes.
That's what they did.
It's a key grip staple in this household. You go ahead and turn the heat down now. I suggest getting cast iron just because of the heat, how much heat it holds. But really, any good sized large stock pot would work well for chili or soup or any of that stuff. So on top of the tomatoes and the peppers and the garlic, I've got some dried white beans that I've soaked all day and rinsed them. They'll be going in last. As I mentioned, we have a can of sweet corn. Prefer fresh, but it's February, and just tomato paste. Because we're using fresh tomatoes, it's going to be pretty soupy. The tomato paste will help bring a lot of the moisture together and thicken it up. Show you guys something. When you use garlic, this is what you want. You want roasted, brown, delicious, greasy garlic. You start with nice fresh garlic and you mince it, it's fine. But when you roast it and you get that extra layer of flavor, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move all of this into the food processor. Tomatoes. Just pulse it to make some room. Add the peppers. Go ahead and throw the garlic in there, your roasted garlic. And that's all you're looking for. Just nice chunky. Essentially it's a salsa at this point, but this is going to be our tomato base for the chili. Just pour it all straight in there. Nice stir, get everything incorporated. Go ahead and season some more. Don't go crazy because it'll actually get a little stronger as it cooks down, but really you need to season after every step. Just a little bit of salt. It's kosher. You can use what you have. Just know that if you use table salt, to really be careful because it's so much more powerful. Go ahead and go over to medium heat and we'll add in the tomato paste. I don't really use water when I do stuff like this. Chicken broth is what I prefer because water really doesn't bring any flavor to anything. I mean, water is just water. So if you were to use a broth, for instance, you get water, you get the liquid, but you also bring another flavor level to it. Which again, that's the reason why people put tofu in shit. Because tofu tastes like nothing. Nobody would eat that shit otherwise. People really shouldn't eat that shit anyway, but it's hard to convince a lot of people of that. I think we're gonna need a little more liquid, but let's get the corn in it. Yeah. Go ahead and add the beans. You want to add just enough liquid to just slightly loosen everything up, because you want all the beans to be submerged. That way when it comes to a boil, it allows them to start cooking. Otherwise, you'll go to a simmer. They won't all come to a boil properly, and they'll never cook. So briefly go about medium high, and just until you get a boil. You can buy chili mixes and packaged flavorings and all that stuff, but I mean, honestly, it won't taste anything close to this. This is just really simple. I mean, once we get an acceptable boil, we're just going to move it to a smaller burner, put it on simmer, and let it simmer for about 3 hours. Probably stir it once every hour, and then you're finished. Put queso cheese in it or something when you serve it in a bowl. And you'll have everything you need: fat, acidity. The corn will bring some sugar, so it'll have a nice sweet profile to it as well. I'm actually going to give the broth a nice quick taste. Oh, it's a little sweet. Oh, it's so good. So I'll just go probably half a teaspoon of salt. Just help cut a little of the sugar from the corn. It's actually about as good as we need for the boil. The cast iron will hold the heat for the rest of it. So as I said, I'm just going to move it back to a small burner. I'll light that guy up. I'll just turn it on low and let it simmer. About 3 hours. Done. My key grip, please. Key grip? Key grip. Falcon flakes, yes.